invites you to our monthly program titled Hour of Deliverance. Every second Saturday of every month, time 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Ministering Pastor Julius Hayday Willay. Come and experience your breakthrough, deliverance, and total freedom. Also, join us for our regular services. Every Sunday for our family worship service at 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Every Monday morning, Destiny on Fire, 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Every Wednesday for our Holy Ghost service at 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And Friday for Hour of Favor from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Venue, LCCM House, Kemp Road, Chadwell Health, Dagenham, Essex, RM81ST. For further details or appointments for counseling, please call 0208 597-6770, 0793-956-5981. Your appointed time has come.
Well, hello and good afternoon and welcome to another show on Praise Talk Show. My name is Praise Asimota and I hope and I pray that I've met you well in the comfort of your home. God has been good. He has been faithful. He's just continued to show himself as God and Father to all of us. And this afternoon, we are going to be especially speaking to women, women out there, women who are looking to, I hear people say they're looking to find themselves. I mean, you're born a woman and you know that you're a woman, but you're looking to discover your purpose, discover your strength, discover what would make you successful in life, discover what God has put on the inside of you that is yet to be brought out. I have two powerful, influential women of God that God is going to use your way this afternoon. So I need you to call your friends and call your loved ones, because on the 26th of October 2014 at Ephratah International Gospel Praise Center, we will be having our women's conference, and I want to use this opportunity to invite you, a woman of God, a woman of valor, a woman that is out there, that is a mother. Maybe you're single, maybe you're discovering, the fact that you're now grown up to be a woman and you're now saying, Lord, what am I supposed to do? Where am I going? And you haven't even had a mentor to mentor you into womanhood. This is a place for you to find yourself and make time to attend on the 26th of October 2014 at 6:30. So this is not going to stand in the way of your usual church services. When you finish church and probably sorted out your family business, sorted out whatever you need to do, come on down and join us as these women of God will be ministering to us. There is a need, and I will be talking a lot more about that during this program. But don't go away, please. Stay tuned. Call your friends and call your loved ones. And don't forget as well that you can watch us on www.faithworldtv.com. gmail.com. I will be right back after this.
It's only you. If you can use anything, Lord, I believe, God, you can use me. Every step that I take, I lay for you. For there is no one, absolutely there is none, who can compare with you, Lord. And every step that I take, I lay for you. It's only you. It's only you. It's only you. Every breath I take, every move I make, Jesus, I will live for you. It's only you. It's only you. Everything I have all belongs to you. Jesus, I will live for you. It's only you. It's only you. If you can turn water to wine, I believe, God, you can change me. Break me and remove me, I'll live for you. If not by your grace, I should be heading to hell. And you saved me with your hand. All things are passed away, Lord. All things are new. It's only you. It's only you. It's only you. Every breath I take, every move I make, Jesus, I will live for you. It's only you. It's only you. Everything I have, all
You are welcome back, and I hope that you enjoy that music by Brother Sunday. He's a wonderful brother of mine, and we celebrate him, and hope that you would connect with him to support his music. And as I said to you, today we'll be speaking to women to empower you. This first part of the interview in business, women in business, and Pastor Christine Harding, she's going to be one of the speakers at the conference. Please help me welcome her. Pastor Christine, you are welcome to Praise Talk Show. You are well experienced. The last time we had you here, you're not a new face to the show, but the last time we had you here, we were talking about the social media, the church in the social media, isn't it? And people found it quite enlightening with the things that you shared. And so thinking about this conference, I always like to consider people that I invite to minister to people. So they're not just people talking from the books, but people who have lived through experience and can share their experience and empower other women. And so again, on the 26th of October, Pastor Christine is going to be with us at Ephratah International Gospel Praise Center. But this afternoon, you're going to be hearing from her. And one of the topics that will be covered on the show is, at the conference, and on the show this afternoon actually, is women in business. But Pastor Christine, just for the benefit of those that don't know you or are seeing you for the first time, just give us a brief introduction of who you are.
Well, as you all know, my name is Pastor Christine, but before I became a pastor, I was actually a businesswoman, and I still am.
Yes.
I run a number of businesses. I run a coaching business, I run a gold and silver business, I have a consultancy business. I have a fashion business.
Keep going.
I do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Of course, in addition to that,
is business your second name?
Yes, business is my second name. I also help my children in their businesses, and my husband as well. So yeah.
Yes. So this is someone that you definitely need to listen to, and also coming down and listen to her ministration. Now, Pastor Christine, one of the reasons why I looked at these 3 topics for the conference, we'll be talking about women in business, women in ministry, and women in the family. Now, somebody will say, but yeah, women do all these things anyway. But we also have a sector of people who are yet to discover their strengths. And also, those that have already made it, some of them have not been able to pass on, their experiences to other women so that they could know that, okay, is business my area? Is business the area that I can flourish in or be the best that I can be? Is ministry my area? Ministry the best that I can flourish in? What can I do to enhance myself? Or maybe there's a woman out there that doesn't know anything, and is just doing a 9-to-5 job and is looking for something extra to add to their lives. Why is it so important for women to connect with business?
I think to answer that question, I'm going to answer it with 2 scriptures. The first one, the Bible talks about us leaving an inheritance for our children.
Okay.
Children's children, yeah? It wasn't talking to the men only, it's talking to the women as well. The second scripture I also want to focus on is the Proverbs 31 woman.
Okay.
Now, the Proverbs 31 woman, as many people may not necessarily be aware of, she was actually a businesswoman. She takes care of her family, she runs the home, she does all of that. But she's also the one who goes out and looks for the land, plants the grapes, the vineyard, stays up all night and does all that. She's an entrepreneur, she's a businesswoman. So a woman has a role in terms of bringing all of those things together. We all have skills. Women have skills, we have abilities, we have things that, we do with our hands. And it's not necessarily to go give it outside there to somebody else, but it's also using it to create an opportunity within the family. Either an opportunity in terms of the development of the children of the family, or maybe it could be in terms of supporting the financial household income, but also it's also that thing that is necessary because most of the times when I'm talking to women, a lot of women depend on their husbands, and it's great, we depend on our husbands, yeah? But sometimes things don't go as they should, and some women find themselves on their own without anything to fall back on, especially if you happen to have been a housewife, looking after the kids, and all of a sudden you find that you have to fend for yourself. So, but one of the things I do ministry-wise when I'm talking to people is that, Ecclesiastes 11 said, you need to have at least 7 streams of income. If possible, have 8. At least.
Okay, 7 streams of income.
At least, if possible, have 8.
If possible, have 8.
If possible, have 8. So again, a lot of things that I also do is I talk about the multiple streams of income for you, even as a woman. Now, business does not necessarily mean that you have to be
in a shop.
In the shop, or you have to be cooking and delivering it and that kind of stuff. Business it simply means that you have your mindset in such a way that you can invest in other people. They can run the business for you. Let me tell you, the most successful business people out there are not the people that sit behind the desk doing the work. They are the people who go out, they see the talent in other people, you invest in them, you give your ideas, your talent, and we women are so great when it comes to doing that because we've got our heads screwed on, we know what we're talking about. If we can organize our home, we can organize anything. And so we go out there, you might be investing in somebody else, and you're a shareholder, you're a director of a company, and you can give direction. They have staff that that they employ. That could be one bit. The other bit might be, okay, well, I've got my little hobby, I like to do this. You could do that as well. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have a business where you are working day and night on it, but
because that's one of the challenges that women find, saying, well, I've got the job and then I've got the children. Well, let's do that. Let's do the other way around. I've got the husband and then I've got the children and then I've got the job and then I've got ministry, and what time would I have now to do business? Are these people putting pressure on me? But I'm glad with what you've just said, that you don't have to personally do it. You can delegate and manage.
Yeah. That's exactly what I do. I can't be in all my businesses all the time. I have, one business, I've got different people working for me in that one. I supervise it. I get them to send me reports, what's happening. I see my money in the bank, I'm happy. That's one business. Another one, I'm more hands-on, and I know it requires me to be there. I know that takes up a lot of my time. Another one, I do it as as part of a network of other people. Right. I've got 4 or 5 other people involved in the team. We come together, we discuss, we employ staff. Fine, we do that. So business shouldn't be looked at I think what happens is that most people think of business as management.
Yes, you're
business
right.
is not management. Management is different.
Okay.
Right?
Business is not management.
Yes.
Management is different. So what is the difference?
The difference is that as a manager,
yes,
you are physically there, responsible for specific tasks.
Hands-on.
Hands-on.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But when you are a business owner, you coordinate, you delegate, right? But you pay attention to what is going on, right? The prophet said to one woman, she was weaving and those, she had the things she did with her hands. But let me ask you, do you think she was going to the farm every day and, looking at the farm and planting stuff and that kind of? She had workers working for her. Yeah. She put them to work. She put everybody to work, right? And we as women, we're good at doing that. We know how to delegate. We know how to get things done when we want them done.
That's right.
And it's taking those skills that we have in the home and taking them out into industry, because women have an important role to play in the economy of any nation. And you would find that women are often the best business people.
Right. So let's do this. Somebody's listening to us and they're saying, "Oh, it's well and good for you to say it, but I don't know what business to get into." How can somebody now discover what kind of business they can get into if they're interested but they don't know what to do?
You start with your passion. You start with your talents. What you've got. What makes you get up in the morning? What makes you get up every day and you feel excited about, doing it? What doesn't come as a chore to you? What just comes to you that you just love doing it? And explore that. It starts from there, It
starts from there. What makes you get up in the morning? Somebody said, well, my children do. Or so does that mean that person is just called to look after children, or can they still discover other things? Because we have a lot of women out there who, I'm sorry to say, sometimes it's almost like they were just made to get married, have children, look after children, and that's the end of their lives. And I often say to women that you're more than that. It is not to say that you become the head of the family, or it means that it's turning you into somebody else that you're not, the unsubmissive wife or the arrogant. No, it's nothing to do with that. But it's knowing that when those children grow up, then what would happen?
Yes.
What are you making out of your life now? For the future?
I think there's 2 things there. The first one is that children, they're young and they will grow up and they will leave home, and then you're going to say, oh, what am I going to do with myself? And by that time it's a bit too late to start doing a lot of the things that you want to do. So skill yourself very early on, so that later on, as the children get older, you can have the freedom to then go and explore and develop what you want to do. Because children are it's a delicate area. I always feel parents are the best people to train their children. But at the same time, even if you're saying that your children is what you're most passionate about, look at your children. What do they have? How can you help them? Right? Your children have talents, they have skills, they have things that they're doing. And perhaps maybe your talent is just to get them organized and put them in order and that kind of stuff. There's nothing wrong with you being their business manager.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You see your children; they've got talents. I mean, one of my programs, one of my coaching programs I do. There's a young gentleman, and he's about 16, 17, and he makes computer games. Right?
Wow.
So he makes computer games. He's on YouTube. He's got 2 million hits and all sorts of stuff on there. But he doesn't know what to, his mom was saying, I really don't know where he's going to go with this. And I said, well, you need to help him. He's got the talent. If somebody else comes in, they're gonna make the money out of him.
Yeah.
Whereas if you manage the process, if you were involved in the business of what he does, you can ensure that he's not exploited throughout his life. But it does mean that you have to come on board with an entrepreneurial mindset, knowing what the computer games industry is all about, and giving him that support. It doesn't mean you have to know how to play the game, but you need to know what is going on in the industry so that people don't come and cheat your child.
Okay, so on that note, it's very important for us to be to educate ourselves, as time goes on over things. And maybe, do you run business workshops for women?
Yes, I run.
So that they can come and discover if business is their area that they can get into?
I run the Back to Glory business coaching program, and on that seminar, I get you to come along. I do what is called like a kind of audit of your skills, your interests, and those kind of stuff, and really try and get you to because sometimes people have dreams, but because when they have children, they put it on the back, they put it down. And sometimes I try to pull those out again and say, okay, let's go back to those earlier dreams you had. Let's see how we can work with that.
Right.
So I begin to work with them on, having a vision to do something with what they've got. Now, sometimes what tends to happen is people say, but I haven't got the money, or I'm too old. I don't think, you're never too old, and the money is really not the issue when it comes to starting a business.
Right.
What is really needed is passion and drive. And so one of the things I really focus on at that point is to look and say, well, listen, even if you don't have the capital, there's somebody out there that's looking for somebody to invest in.
Yes.
So why don't we work on connecting you in that way? But first of all, you have got to have the passion and the dream to want to take it forward, and that's what I do in my coaching. I give you that drive and that passion to go for it again.
You need the passion and the dream, or you need the dream and then the passion. To make your dream or your vision a reality. And maybe you're one of those women that you've got a dream, you've got something that probably God has revealed to you, or maybe you've had it for a while, and then because of the family, because of the work stresses, you've just put it aside and thinking, maybe one day I'll be able to do it. Maybe. It's time for you. If you're watching this program, then nothing happens by chance. God is speaking to you that it's about time for you to pick up that dream and breathe life. Breathe life into that dream so that it will become a reality. Because these are the days when the church empowers people in prosperity. Now, prosperity doesn't just fall from the roof, knocks on your door and say, I am prosperity, I've come to give you £5 million, so just open the door and I'm here. It's the works of your hands that the Lord would establish. He would bless and establish the works of your hands. So my question to you, woman, is what do you have in your hand that you have not utilized, that you have not used, that you don't know what to do with? This conference is especially for you. I'm hoping that the flyer would come up at some point in time in between this conversation, that on the 26th of October, Pastor Christine would be at this conference with 2 other women of God that would be speaking to us as women. I need some help as well as I'm sitting here, so I'm not just organizing this for people. I know that I will benefit from this, and the women in the church would also benefit from this. I believe my mother wrote her book when she was in her 60s. Yeah, it was like she was running this race for life, that I have to do things before I go home. I don't think she realized that she was going to go home this year. But within the last 10 years, she wrote 2 books and did her CD. Before she went to glory. So it's never too late for you to pick up something and to do it. And it was at her in her 60s that she even did her diploma in theology. This woman kept pushing. So if you are in your 40s and you are in your 30s and you are in your 50s, you've got time ahead of you to make something happen out of you. I don't believe that you were just born to get married and have children and take care of the children. Pastor Christine.
Yes, we're all born to leave behind a legacy. I want to add that in.
Yeah.
Let's leave a legacy for our children. Let them know that my mother was here.
Yes.
And this is what she did. She
Yes.
wrote a book. She had a business. She did something for her grandchildren, for her great-grandchildren.
That's right.
And you're always remembered.
Yes.
You know, in that way. So it doesn't matter what you have, whether it's cooking, whether it's fashion, whatever. Make your mark. Leave a legacy.
That's right. We have the flyer on, and we also have Pastor Isabella. She will be leading us in worship. It's just a one-day conference. It's not over 2 days. It's 1 day. So you need to make sure that you do not miss this. These women are seasoned in what they do. God has connected me with people that are of, if I could use the word, high caliber, of high integrity, you know, in the areas that they will be speaking to us. And we also have Pastor Lola Adeboyega of World Evangelism Bible Church. She would also be speaking on women in ministry. She has a tremendous and you know, testimony of how God has birthed her into ministry and her experience she would be sharing with us in this. So maybe you're seeing yourself that, okay, God has called me to ministry, but you don't know how to start. You don't know what to do. You don't know where to go. You don't have mentors. You just don't know anything right now, and you need help. Help has